Mr. Simon, to get the full brunt of summer, we need to be vaccinated.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and it's important to go through, I think, how that actually works. Vaccination means that you're far less likely to get serious COVID illness. You're far less likely to be admitted to hospital. You're far less likely to need oxygen. You're far less likely to go into ICU. And what all of that means is that if there is an outbreak of COVID, we will not see the hospitals overwhelmed, and we won't see people who are in hospital due to perhaps a heart condition or a cancer or a broken leg or any of the other reasons that people go to hospital being displaced and put out of a hospital bed because somebody else has COVID. And I think it's absolutely critical that given you have the ability to protect yourself and protect others, people should go forward and get the vaccine. It's the best scientific advance of the year, and it is enormously important for our whole country's response.
Mr. Seymour, government is about to introduce traffic light system. Any idea what this traffic light system is?
Well, it's a little bit unclear. They appear to have leaked a plan to stuff the news website, and in TV1 News did some more on it last night. I would have preferred if the government had just announced a policy officially, then it would be easier for us to comment on it. But I think what is clear is that the alert level system, which was designed in March 2020, that's now 18 months old, and a lot of things have changed. We now have variants, we now have vaccination, we now have new technologies, and we now have a lot of fatigue with the COVID measures. So we do need to change our response. I don't know if this is the right way forward because the government hasn't been very clear on the detail. They've just kind of let some of it slip informally. But it would be helpful if the government was more prepared for the changes. I think what they've been doing for the last few months is trying to make their 2020 response to COVID 1.0 actually respond to COVID Delta. And that's why there's been so much chaos and confusion.
Today's Super Saturday Vaxathon. By end of the day, do you think more number of people will be vaccinated?
Well, I'm sure they will be. We found just yesterday that Labor MPs had been calling people in the community and asking them to go and get vaccinated, even if they already had a appointment to get vaccinated on another day. So I'm sure that the day will see a large number of people vaccinated. I hope that a lot of people are vaccinated, but I think we should also be a bit honest about this. The only reason that we are having this fun but desperate day in the middle of October is because the government has been so slow to get the vaccine and then engage GPs and pharmacies and community groups to roll it out.
Okay, your first experience for first dose, your experience for first and second dose.
Well, I had a TV camera there and a few other people watching, so it wasn't very private, but I can tell you, you don't even feel the needle. Some people are afraid of needles. I actually didn't know that the nurse, who was a wonderful person, I didn't actually know that she had done the vaccination until it was over. So if you're afraid of needles, you shouldn't let that worry you. Some people say that they feel a bit queasy afterwards. I didn't really experience that, but it's quite normal if you do, because what the vaccine does is it gives your immune system a bit of practice at fighting COVID. So when your immune system kicks in, it finds all of the spike proteins, which are sort of a bit of a test run of what COVID looks like. Your immune system attacks them, and that's what happens normally when you get ill. So it might feel a bit like you're ill, but actually you're not. It's just your immune system is conducting a bit of a drill.
David, thank you very much for joining us on Radio Apna this morning.
Well, that's okay, but can I just make one more point?
Mm-hmm.
there's been a lot of emphasis about different groups and are Maori vaccinated and are Pacific vaccinated. Nobody has been making the point that Asian New Zealanders and the government groups together, Chinese and Indian and South Asian, and a whole lot of different groups of people as Asian, are actually at 94% vaccination for first dose. And if we're going to start dividing people up into different groups like that, well, let's just say a big congratulations to New Zealand's Asian population, who have done everything right and achieved extraordinary results.
Thank you very much.